everybody, T here. I hope you're ready for T's Top 10 Tuesday, take 9. Yeah, started this yesterday and I probably took 8 takes of this and I had to throw them all out. I couldn't even edit them to be okay because I was in such a bad place yesterday and I was so cranky that was like, I was trying to be real and vulnerable and show you my bad day and show you all of that, but I came out so witchy. I was like, okay, we're gonna try this tomorrow after I get some sleep because it was awful. I promise you it was awful. It wouldn't have done anyone any good. So today before I started looking up on the computer, like, okay, of like, you know, what are other people saying about pet peeves? I want to read to you some of these pet peeves on this list that I'm looking at on the computer, and it made me realize how very different mine is. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Dirty keyboards. I'm just going to read to you some of them, not all of them, because there's a huge list. The way people walk in flip-flops. Uncomfortable chairs. Chasing after a ping pong ball. So, dirty dishes in the sink. Okay. I think you get the idea. They may annoy me, but I don't know, they don't hit my pet peeve level. There's kind of the things that I just kind of brush off, and yeah, it's annoying, but whatever. My pet peeves are a whole lot deeper. They really hit some zinger points for me, which is probably why I acted really witchy yesterday, because I had no sense of humor yesterday. I was in a really bad place. So I will go on with my top pet peeve list. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So number 10 is liars and cheaters. Like, when I think of pet peeve, I think of something that just gets you to the core, right? In my opinion, liars and cheaters don't even compare to dirty dishes in the sink. If there's dirty dishes in the sink, wash them. You can't do a darn thing about liars and cheaters. People who lie to get themselves out of trouble, make themselves look good, make others look bad. I don't care what your reason is to not hurt someone else's feelings. There's always a way to tell the truth in a nice way and not lie and not be deceitful. Cheaters, I'm not talking just about with your significant others, but I'm talking about cheaters like during school. We have people who cheated in nursing school. Why would you do that? People who cheat at work, or people who take credit for your work or someone else's work that isn't theirs. I admire someone who is able to say, yep, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Here's what I'm going to do different, or here's what we should do different, or can you help me do this? I admire that. Okay, enough on that one. Number 9, players. Now, I am talking about those, you know, the girl or the guy who has multiple partners and the partners don't know that each other exists. They think they're the only ones and they just play the field. And yeah, I'm talking about them. Absolutely, no doubt about it. I have been on both sides of that, unfortunately, but it hurts people. Stop it. If you don't want to be with the person you're with, then don't be with the person you're with. Get rid of them and be with the person you want to be with. It's just that simple. But I also want to talk about players, the ones that play with your heart. That, not okay. Not okay. You do not play with someone's heart and emotions like that. It is not okay. Fake friends. Anyone had a fake friend or two? I have had a lot of fake friends. Those are the ones that are there for you through the good times and the happy times and the parties and when everything is happy hunky-dory, when you are able to give to them and they are reaping the benefits of your generosity. But then if you need their help, they are nowhere to be seen. When times are rough and it isn't all the parties and the happy and all of that, they're nowhere to be seen. The fake friends, the worst kind of fake friend, is the one that, to your face, they're your best friend. They're there for you and you do everything together, but behind your back they're saying some pretty nasty things or doing some really nasty things against you. Don't be a fake friend, and if you have fake friends, get them out of there. Get them out. You don't need that toxicity in your life. Okay. My next one is when people don't do what they say they will do. I tend to be kind of a literal person, and I tend to take people at their word. Unfortunately, that has led me down some pretty disappointing paths. But if you say you're going to do something, I completely expect you to do it. Because I guess that's how I was raised. That's what I believe. I believe you do what you say you're going to do. Even if something comes up, even if it's not easy, even if something happens where it's not any longer a thing maybe you necessarily want to do, you do it anyway because you told that person that you would. To not do what you say you'll do, that says a lot about your character. I have been in situations where someone will come up and tell me that, something they're gonna do for me or with me or whatever. And as they're telling me this, in my head, I'm already going, no, you won't. So if I know you're really not going to do what you say you're going to do, that means you definitely know that you're not going to do what you say you're going to do. So why are you saying it? It gets you out of that moment. But then afterwards, you lose all credibility. People don't believe you when you say you're going to do something. Bullies and mean people. Now, this is definitely both in the male and female world, and it's really bad in the women world. The bullies and the mean people, the movie's called Mean Girls for a reason. Don't make other people feel bad. Don't exclude them because they're different than you. If you see someone that's by themselves, go over and invite them to come be with you in your gang. I watch it in schools. I watch it at work. I have had it both in school and at work, but I haven't watched it on the large screen. I'm watching it on the news. Politics. Oh my gosh, talk about bullying. They're trying to bully us into believing what they want us to believe, and they're bullying each other to try to get them to do what they want to do, and oh my gosh, can we be adults? All right, moving on. Hypocrites. Ooh, hypocrites. Oh, ye hypocrites. All of you Christians that have read the Bible, this is one of God's biggest pet peeves too. When they do something to you, okay, they do it to you, it's supposed to just be okay. Like it never happened. You're overreacting. It's fine. They make excuses. They minimize it. They make you feel like you should just be okay with it and move on. And oh my gosh, I can't even believe you're upset about this. But if you were to do it to them, holy cow, they would throw a massive fit. They would never tolerate it. But they expect you to tolerate it. No. Two-way street. Most relationships, whether it be at work, friends, significant others, partners, whatever, it is a two-way street. If you would not be okay if they did it, then you better not be doing it. And vice versa. Okay, moving on. People who use you and make you look like a fool. sometimes I call them the vampires. They just kind of suck all the energy out of you. They take advantage of you. They use you. They take advantage of you and just use, take. And they do not return the favors. You're given it all. Or the ones who, I live in a small town right now. I grew up in what I thought was a small town, but compared to where I live now, it was a metropolis. There was a small town there too, and everyone knew everyone, and you know how it goes. Your parents know what you did before you even get home, right? So it's that kind of thing. So I am not a fake friend. I am a true friend. I at least like to think so anyway. And if someone said something bad about one of my friends that I knew wasn't true, or felt it wasn't true, or felt it was nasty, I'm going to stand up for my friend, even if my friend isn't there. The worst thing is then you find out that they were right and you stood up for them, and now all of a sudden it's you who looks like the idiot. You've got idiot, fool, sucker right down your face, and then your integrity is now questioned. And I had your back. Really? I stood up for you, and this is how you're paying me. Now I look like an idiot. People who assume things. That's the next one. Assuming. Everyone knows the term, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. So true. There's been times, I'm not perfect in all of these, and I don't mean to sound like I am. Don't assume you know somebody. Don't assume you know someone by their color, their appearance, their job, what you've heard other people say about them. Making assumptions. It really does make an ass out of you or me. I can't tell you. I had a friend, very dear friend, but my first opinion of her, we were both figure skaters at the time. And for those of you who don't know a lot about the figure skating world, we pull our hair back like this. Didn't plan that, promise. Our hair is all pulled back, our makeup's all done, and when we step on that ice, we just have this, face that, they teach us to keep your head up, so your nose is up, you got your game face on. Well, she was very good at that, and I thought she was the biggest wench. I really did. I then ended up getting to know her, and we turned into bosom friends. Close friends. We don't talk very often, but I love her to death. She is one of the best, kindest, selfless, good friend you could ask for. I was totally wrong on my assumption. Totally wrong. And that really taught me a lesson that you cannot judge a book by its cover. I've been accused of people assuming that I believed certain things because of things they had read on the internet about my faith. And they could not have been farther from the truth. It was a bunch of lies. And they assumed a lot of really terrible things about me that just made my head spin. I couldn't even imagine that anyone who knew me at all, and these people had known me since I was a young girl, that they could believe those things about me. It just broke my heart. So instead of assuming, communicate. I think that's the best thing we can do to combat assuming. Communicate. Get your facts. Get them quick so you're not worried about it. Get right to the source. Don't ask someone's friend if it's true. Don't ask someone else if it's true. That's gossip. Go straight to the source. Talk to them. Be honest with them. And get the answers right from them. It's not that hard. Okay, my next one. Posers. Now, this is a word I haven't used in quite a while, but it came to me actually today. Posers. People who pretend to be someone they're not. People who pretend and put on this persona that they're one person and they're not. this is kind of a funny example of this. Dated a guy once who promised he was like an avid football fan. Avid football fan, okay? Because he knew I was. And he wanted to come see me one weekend. I was like, it's really not a good weekend because I'm actually going to a football game this weekend. So why don't you come another weekend? And he's like, well, I'll just go to the game with you. I love football. I had my doubts, but I was like, okay, not gonna assume. Come on, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go to this football game. Okay, I am not making fun of people who do not know football. I want to make that clear. What I'm saying is he was posing as a big, avid football fan. Okay, that's what he said. So I assumed, wrongly, that he knew the sport. If you're an avid football fan, you would know the sport, right? So let me tell you the basics, and I mean basics, of football. You get you fight and fight and fight. You get a touchdown. That is worth 6 points. Then you work. Then you do a kick through the goal posts, and it's called an extra point. So then you have 7 points. Okay? So we're sitting there watching the game, and I can tell he really didn't know what's going on, really couldn't care about what was going on. And then he said, he looks at the scoreboard, he goes, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I haven't been paying any attention. So what do you mean? He goes, I only saw them score once. I didn't see them score 7 times. How did the score go up so quick? How did I miss those other 6? Really? Now, again, not making fun of non-football fans. To each his own. If you don't like football, that's fine. That's your. If he didn't like football, it would have been fine. I don't care. But it was the fact that he told me that he was a football fan and then didn't know the basics, didn't know anything about it. Really? Last but definitely not least, judgmental people. And it seems to really be growing right now. They're judgmental because they're a different religion, they're a different culture, they're a different color, they're from a different country. That in and of itself is not okay. Because you're just going by outward stuff that you don't, it's about the inside that counts. I don't care what color you are. If you treat me good, I'm going to be nice to you. But then there's also the judgmental of, the people that you know and people who will look down on you for your decisions that you've made. And I find this hideous because we need to be lifting each other up. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. There are many of us out there. I feel like Christianity is being under attack. And I find that very sad. Very sad. But what I almost find even more sad is the fact that I have been attacked for my religious beliefs by another Christian that was in another sect of Christianity. We both have the same basic beliefs, right? We believe in God the Father and the Son and Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost. We believe in the resurrection. We have the same, basic do good deeds ideas. That is not what the Christian faith is about. And I feel like since it does seem to be a war on Christianity right now, instead of tearing the other Christian religions apart, what we need to be doing is unifying, and we need to stand together as Christians, stand together against those who are trying to take away who we are, and what we can do and what we cannot do, and start being one with God instead of fighting each other over the minor details and differences. This war, in my opinion, our side should be filled with Catholics and Baptists and Mormons and Methodists and Lutheran and non-denominational people who are more spiritual than having a specific sect. We should all gather together. These are the things that I have learned. These are the things that I am learning. These are the things that I am improving on myself. And I'm finding great relief and peace in that. It's the only thing keeping me going right now. So if I can help others by doing that, I want to, because I don't want people to get down to where I got to. So share this with other people. Share my other videos. I'm getting quite a collection of videos. There's something for everybody. So spread the word. I want to help everyone I can. I hope you have a good week, and I will talk to you later. Have a good week. Bye-bye.